stream and I hit the go live button. I've been doing that lately, but here we are, starting a little early. That's okay. I got some links here I'm gonna post and pin. That's how we're gonna get started. There it is. And we'll wait for some folks to show up. And we'll just chill. I got another dog down here, like, not hounding me, but he's like, where'd my daddy go? I got Happy down here. I'll show you guys. So there's Zag. And then there's Happy. Yeah, I know my floor is dirty. Hey, what's up, Holly? The heat wave is on. Yeah, it just blew through here. Dave and I hung out in the air conditioning yesterday. Right now, it's not so bad. And then the day before that, we plugged the RV in, this RV, to his generator, and we had my RV running, or my AC running, so. Yeah, there's Happy Dog. Let me close this back. Yeah, boy. Don't call me that. Is that Mama D? I didn't know your last name was Harrison. Is that Mama D? I'm looking at your profile right now. Oh, it is. Harrison. Well, everyone in the chat, that's Mama D. She's a slabber. She knows us from Slab City, bitch. Slab City, bitch. I got a joint here. I'm waiting on Dave to show back up. In fact, when he comes in, we'll be quiet. We'll pretend like I don't think he's expecting the live stream to be going. Only my mama and cops can use that name. That's funny. Caravan to Olympic Rainforest. Dave's going to Eastern Washington for Punks in the Woods. I think I've talked to him about going up there, but not sure how to make that work because, you know, it's like, if I go to Punks in the Woods, it's in Wenatchee, and it's like 8 hours, not 8 hours, but 8 hours there and back. So that's a lot of gas in the RV. And when everyone shows up, I have had the few new issues with the RV now that it's moved, and now I'm replanted somewhere. Let me show you the view out of my window while we're waiting. It's pretty here. It's a high desert. This is where I'm at. Magnet's not very strong. Oh, I got 2 joints now. Huh?
Kitchen, what's left of that? Probably isn't much.
No, you can hang on to this. Is this all the weed you got left?
No.
Oh. I am running a little low on weed. Pretty soon I'll have to figure that out, but like I feel like that one's empty. I feel like the RV's about to suck up all my money though. I got like 4 buds left. Those 3, and then I think I got 1 left in this one.
Yeah, fucking joints, man, they eat that shit up quick. You smoke way more weed than I do.
I smoke more weed than most.
Well, I mean, I only smoke when I got the money. I smoke a lot of weed.
I choke on a pipe, dude. Pipes hurt. A clean pipe's alright, which I just tried to clean this one, but I got it way better than it was. I got some pipe cleaner under there, but like a 420 cleaner.
Rubbing alcohol would be fine.
Mama D says hi.
You're already live streaming?
I wondered how long it'd take you to notice. I was like, everyone be quiet. We won't tell Dave I'm live streaming.
I didn't even get the notification.
That's because you don't love me enough to turn on notifications.
It is turned on. Look, I'll show you.
But hey, my friends have notifications turned on, don't they?
Yeah.
Everyone sound off in the chat and don't forget to smash that like button.
See, live now 5 minutes ago. I never got.
Well, good. Then you would have known, and I wouldn't have been able to
that.
candidly film you.
Now I gotta watch the ads on my phone.
Yeah, that's how I get paid. Watch that ad. Don't skip it. Bro, I could have gotten another nickel. He skipped my ad. Now he knows he's being filmed.
Yeah, I was reading the chat.
Well, that's Mama D in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know how this fucking points thing works. It's the only chat I've ever seen it on.
Points?
Yeah, haven't you ever seen that before?
Not from this end of my chat, no. Why is there XP?
I don't know.
I don't see that. Are those... What is happening? Why don't you have any XP?
Because I haven't said anything yet.
That's worth a Google. Come see the PCT. Are you on the PCT, Mama D? That was a lot of ease.
Who wants to go to the Olympic right now? Fucking Mount Rainier's about to blow up.
That'd be cool.
Fuck that.
My roof isn't fireproof, though.
It's not volcano. Your RV is not volcano proof.
No, it's definitely not volcano proof.
What was the one where Woody Harrelson was the...
Oh, that crazy dude that had the
wacky guy.
That was 2012.
Was it?
I think it was one of those disaster movies where the super volcano in Yosemite or Yellowstone blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "I told you!" with a rate. He totally died in that movie. Guys, I'm gonna hit the like button on my other phone. If you guys want, I'm gonna do it.
See, Mama D's made a bunch of comments, and how come she hasn't any points?
Oh yeah, I'm seeing that now on this phone. What in the fuck? Who wants to tell us what the crowns are for? Dave, you got number 3.
Right, because I just said something, but I don't know how that works.
How come it says top fans? Oh, I can. So for me, I can tap this button and hit this top fan. It tells me who's the top fan for the chat.
Yeah, I can too.
Oh.
You're not that special.
But why is that important? So I know, like, who's the coolest? Who loves me the most?
It's weird. It's the only chat I've ever seen it on.
Yeah, someone's got to beat Mischief. Glad to see you made it through Idaho, those brightly Colt scums. Only one to put people in jail. Yeah, I did actually get pretty nervous on my way through Idaho. Because of that.
Because you're a criminal.
So I'm a criminal. Just because I smoke weed, but I actually didn't drive with any weed on me because I didn't have any. My ID's expired, so I couldn't go get any anyways. I did get some when I got here, but I'm running pretty low on that now.
You just like to hide at truck stops like a little girl. You were lot lizarding.
I was being a RV lot lizard.
Right.
Well, not for truckers though. You have to be a nomad. That's how it works. I don't fuck with people with incomes.
Truckers, $20 is $20.
Green Cross in Bend has killer 40. I don't know where Green Cross is. There are a lot of dispensaries in Bend with a green cross on it, but I don't know. I don't know of a dispensary called that.
I haven't seen one either.
Here, we have a absolute fuck ton of dispensaries in this town. But something else that happened, I can't use my fridge right now in the RV because my propane has a leak in it. And it's not at some threads either. It's right in the middle of a solid fucking brass piece. It's an adapter so I can hook an external propane tank up to the system. And it's that piece that cracked somewhere, and I think it happened from the drive. I've recently updated my wish list. My wish list is good to go, and I've got that piece on the wish list. I think it's the last thing I added to the wish list, so it should be pretty high up there. It's like $21. It's Amazon Prime Day right now, you guys. So if you're the type to hook me up with something on my wish list, this is the time to do it. And that brass piece would be really nice. A new inverter would be pretty cool too, since mine crapped out on me.
And the adapter to fill your tanks.
Oh yeah, because so Dave and I did some digging a little deeper onto this RV, which I haven't had opportunity to do really. But there is the generator that's on board on this RV does run, we think. But I thought it was a diesel generator, and it's a propane generator. And there is a completely separate propane tank underneath the RV. I have two big-ass propane tanks on this. One is for vapor, and it runs the fridge, and I can cook on it. And then the other is just liquid propane that goes straight into the generator. And we found the fill hose, but the two fill nozzles, which I did talk about this on my last video, the fill nozzles for my propane tanks are so old that the new fill, I guess, a thing that they use, they can't actually, it doesn't connect. You have to get an adapter for it.
It's not OPD, it's Acme.
It's Acme, like what you mean, like cartoons?
The fitting is called Acme, and you need OPD.
I need OPD. Okay, that's what I need. I don't know shit about propane or propane accessories.
You need an Acme to OPD adapter.
So I need an Acme. I should put that on my wish list too. I'll put that on my wish list right after the live stream.
If you can find one on Amazon, I couldn't.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
The only one I could find one at was that one.
Well, the piece that's broken, so I can add an external tank onto it, is $21. And at least then I'd be able to run my fridge again, and I'd be able to cook again. Right now, I went back to the camp stove and the green tanks, which isn't the best system in the world. But it works. I have backups. Also for the fridge, my backup is the fridge that I have in the van that's running off the solar. So
I actually have a backup stove in my camper.
Yeah. I don't have never had a backup fridge until recently. So I put all my groceries into that cooler. And Dave and I actually went today and got some they don't give out food boxes here. Where they give you food here, it's more like a grocery store. So we went there and scored some food today also. Mama D says she's at the beginning of the PCT. Isn't it hot there right now?
And she's got to be.
The beginning of the PCT is right at the Idaho or the Mexico border.
It's
San Diego, isn't it?
Southern California, yeah.
Is it San Diego? Is that the beginning of it? Because I know it goes right through the desert out there. 341 Century Drive in Bend. I know where that's at. I know where 341. Well, I know where Century Drive is. That's the road, Dave, that we would take out to Sparks Lake. That's Century Drive. It becomes Cascade Lakes Highway. Idaho confiscated a truckload of our hemp in 2017. Held it too long, destroyed it. Took 3 years, and they had to pay for all the loss. Yeah, hemp's legal. I remember in North Carolina, me and some friends were driving from the beach to Goldsboro, and there was a hemp farm along the way. It was the middle of the night, and we pulled over and grabbed a bunch of hemp leaves off the plants and filled up his vents and his dashboard and drove with a bunch of pot leaves in the dashboard of his truck the whole way to Goldsboro.
Yeah, I don't have anything on my truck. Bootlicking, no pot, shit. I do have the military plates, but they're not mine. But they do keep me from getting in some shit.
I do have a ZIG, the letters stickers. around here somewhere. I think they're up there, but that I was gonna put underneath the window and then put Zag on this side. But she hides underneath the seat when we drive. In my first RV, she would hang out up on the dash up there. But in this RV, she hides under the seat. I think she might have forgotten that we lived in an RV before.
She's not impressed.
Yeah, right. She's like, this wasn't as good as your last RV.
She's like, this isn't even nomad. This is glamping.
I mean, you can be a nomad glamper. I'm gonna turn this RV into a smart RV. And I do it with this. With the Raspberry Pi. You guys ever seen one of these? It's just a single board computer. USB ports, internet, HDMI. Eventually, I'd like to run my server off of this.
That's how he gets onto a fucking grinder.
Yeah, this is how I look at porn when you're in states that you're not allowed to. I don't get on Grindr. Grindr comes to me.
Yeah, sure. I bet it does come to you. Comes on you.
You're gross.
Comes in you.
This is why no one's liking my live stream. This is why, guys. Actually, I think I forgot to like it too. Yep, I did.
I didn't. I thumbed down it.
You know, I might too. Mining Bitcoin. Yeah, you could mine Bitcoin on those. It just would be like 1 trillion or 10 trillion chance that you'd solve anything and get any Bitcoin. To mine Bitcoin, you really need a GPU for it to be effective. And for it to be effective, you need like a warehouse full of GPUs just doing those complex equations. Ron has a couple of Raspberry Pis. Yeah, they're pretty handy. You can get them really cheap these days. But you can put Home Assistant on it and it'll link up all the smart devices out there. Like every smart device you can think of has a different language and operating system that they communicate with. And Home Assistant bridges all of them. So I could turn the bus into a smart bus. I think Dave's boring everyone. It's definitely his fault.
Yeah, I'm not very lively right now.
He was just like rapping right before the live stream.
Yep, all my energy's gone.
Yep.
What are you doing?
He was doing backflips and shit.
Me and Happy were doing our circus act.
Yeah. The high wire. Is he stoned? Yeah, probably. We did smoke a joint right before the live stream.
Yeah, we smoked one right before that too.
Then I smoked 2 joints before I smoked 2 joints.
Right.
If we smoke 2 more, we'll be out of weed. Looks like 10 days of days, Oregon becoming a damn hot box so far. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Dave has been hanging out in his AC. We hung out in his AC yesterday and then the day before.
No, I tried to use the air conditioner in here, but it kept fucking all your damn electronics.
We used the AC in here for like a good 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, maybe about 5.
And then something in here kept tripping his generators.
Yeah, towards the end.
Yours a 3500 or 32?
3500.
Yeah, the onboard one's like a 60 fucking 8.
It's a 30 amp. It's got a 30 amp service plug on it, but it's
only 25
amps.
amps.
The generator says max 25 amps. But my air conditioner only pulls like 11 amps.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this pulled more. This isn't. What year is your camper?
97.
Oh, it's about the same
Yeah, but
era.
I think that one's more BTU. I think it's a bigger BTU unit.
Yeah, and I've got 2 of them. We only had one going, but
Right.
it worked. The AC worked.
Your generator's twice what I have.
Yeah, the AC's worked. So
yep, it did.
We don't have it going right now. I've got all the windows open, doors open. It's got a nice breeze in here. I mean, you can see the windows open.
We'll get up before noon tomorrow and tinker with things. We'll see if we can get the hydraulics to work and
the levelers
and all that shit.
Yeah, so my RV has the alignment is off a lot. Like if I'm driving down the road, if I let go of the steering wheel, I'm turning right, and I don't care how fast I'm going. That's the direction I'm going. So I basically like always got to have 2 hands on the wheel on this monster.
Yeah, I've never worked on a motorhome before, but the mechanics are all the same.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it. I mean, we watch a YouTube video.
The only thing I don't think I may have is the right size tools, because it's all going to be big stuff. It'll be like semi-truck tools.
Well, let's find out if we even need to first.
I mean, even if we have to go to Harbor Freight and buy a few wrenches or some shit like that, it probably will be it's still going to be a lot cheaper than having a mechanic come out.
Most of George's tools ended up with them.
And they probably got pawned off or something.
No, they've got them.
Oh.
But they wanted them, the tools. So George had a pretty good collection of tools, but they ended up with them.
He probably had all the big shit for working on that thing.
I don't know.
Well, that's 6.5 diesel. They put it in everything. It's in pickup trucks. It's in everything. So parts for that are super common. So you won't ever have to worry about that. Yeah, had I been with you that night through the belt, I probably could have done the belt too.
Well, once I saw him do it, I was like, oh, I could have done that. It's so intimidating, dude.
It's no different than working on a car. It's just
I'd never done a belt before, ever.
It's just backwards.
I know that there's a tensioner belt or a tensioner that you give looses the tension so you can get everything in place, and then when you let it go, it tight. I just never have done it, and that thing is intimidating. The only access to it was from underneath, and he was doing it laying on his back underneath the RV, which you guys will see in my next video. Once I get started on editing it, but I have, a good amount of footage coming across Idaho and getting to Oregon that I need to film in it, or I need to edit. It just is a process, and getting settled here, seeing my friends here in Central Oregon, and then Dave fucking surprised me. I ran to town for like an hour, came back, and sure as shit, there's some fucking hobo that came and camped right next to me, and I was like, who in the fuck? And I got my Molotov cocktail ready. and then I recognized the vehicle, so, I didn't have to, like, call the regulators or anything.
Mount up. Didn't have to throw them in the river.
Yeah, didn't have to Hulk your shit, like, attach my RV to your truck and tip you sideways.
Drag it out. That would have sucked.
Tractor pull with RVs. Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure your motorhome could dead drag my truck.
I'm sure it could. I don't dead drag the van, but it definitely doesn't. I've never driven this thing without the van, so I don't really know what it's like without it.
You don't even know what it feels like to tow the van. It probably is the same.
Yeah.
That diesel engine, once it's in its torque band, it doesn't give a fuck what it's turning.
Yeah, it'll just go. This thing does dog down going up hills.
I'm sure it does. You're lucky it's got a turbo on it.
My last RV did not.
Yeah.
I bet that thing dogged down, and it was bigger and heavier, and it dogged down.
You're also lucky this is pre-def.
Yes, I am. In fact, I pulled up to a truck stop. Oh, I could fit in that one. I pulled up, and it was only def fluid, and I'm like, oh, never mind. I don't need this.
Yeah, right.
But they're like pumping it into their semi trucks.
Yeah, because they take 100 gallons of it. Yeah. Like every 2 or 3 tanks they've got.
Wasn't that late 90s or early 2000s they did that?
Mid 2000s, like 2007 or 8, I think was the year that they started def.
Yeah. Yep, no def.
It basically just sprays a liquid into the catalytic.
Better for the environment.
No, so there's the excuse. There's a big misconception about diesel emissions. Diesel emissions don't float into the air like car emissions and become part of the atmosphere. When a diesel rolls coal, puts out that black smoke, if you watch it, it all falls back to the ground. It's ground pollution, it's not air pollution.
Hmm.
So what they sell on diesels is a very falsehood in my opinion. But basically what DEF fluid does is it sprays a liquid into the catalytic converter and basically wets that soot down, and then it just kind of burns and builds up in the catalytic converter, and then that's the problem that they're finding now is that it's eating catalytic converters, and it's costing trucks a lot of money to have catalytic converters replaced.
And they're expensive. What's up, Larry? Take care, Mama D.
It's not necessarily a catalytic converter, but it acts like one.
The semi-truck version of one.
Right. I don't know the technical term for it. I'm not a diesel mechanic.
Well, you will be if you keep hanging out with me. And a propane tech and an electrician.
I'm gonna take your shit apart and leave.
I got a van. I'll find you and do something bad to you.
I'll look on Crossroads and see where you're going next.
I haven't actually used that app in a minute. Now that I think about it, I just downloaded it last month.
Well, you put a pretty good bio on there.
Crossroads is this app for nomads. Turns out that they have an app for nomads to meet on the road until someone gets murdered because of it. But for now, it's a thing. I haven't met anybody from it yet, but Bend would be a good spot to check it out. We smoke this cracker.
So, like, here's an example. Like, someone put out a beacon 20 days ago about a family farm that's on the river and farm animals, Wi-Fi, river access, shade, games, water, shower, blah, blah, blah. VanLifeCampgrounds.com.
Here in Bend?
Outside Portland.
Oh.
They were probably traveling through here and pinged the area. Or beacon, did that beacon thing. But on your route thingy, it shows that you were coming to Bend. Like, see, mine's pretty up to date.
Yeah, I haven't, I should have looked at it, then I'd known you were going to surprise me.
But I put Bend mid-July because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't think that I was going to fucking leave my aunt's house, go straight to Cave Junction, and fucking hike that cave at 2 o'clock the next day. Or at the 2 o'clock the day I showed up because I thought I was going to miss my appointment. And my cousin talked me into staying late that morning to have breakfast. So I got there at like 1:45. Fucking left the cave with my fucking legs all jello and shit.
I usually end up limping after a long hike.
Fuck, dude,
Because my ankle, I got a fucked up ankle.
That hike was a rough one. It's 200 feet down and 220 feet down, 220 feet up.
And you're in a cave the whole time?
For just a little less than a mile of it.
Oh, okay.
But it's an hour and a half tour over 2.5 miles. So you're moving pretty good.
So you're hiking to the cave, and then you go in the cave.
Hike to the cave, hike through the cave, and then you hike back to the cave.
There's a bunch of caves here south of Bend.
Yeah, there's a cave up.
Oh, the ice cave, by the way, we're not going to be able to get to because it's down China Head.
So. No, you can probably still get to it. You just can't camp at China Head.
I think they've closed the road.
Uh-oh.
I think they shut the fucking road down.
Shut that. Well, there's another one up near Wenatchee by Trout Lake that I was going to try and go check out.
You can go to Lava Lands. There's a cave there. There's a tube. There's a lava tube that goes like 2 miles
Cool.
underneath the highway. You drove over the cave on your way in.
That's cool.
It's at Lava Lands, I think is what... I could look up the cave for you. But there's also, if you're into like... We've got a pretty decent museum south of town. It's like a local museum. It really talks about the local history.
I like doing Gemini for that when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I'll have a conversation with Gemini about, hey, I'm coming up to Bend. Tell me what Bend's famous for, or blah, blah, blah. Or...
I could tell you some of the history of Bend. Do you ever look at Atlas Obscura?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
You guys are ever traveling, check out Atlas Obscura.
Yeah, I find a lot of cool shit on there. That's where I found the world's biggest thermometer in Baker
In Baker, Oregon?
Baker, California.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. What's up, Sapphire? Jeannie's here. Hey, Zig and Zag and Buddy. You made it to Oregon. I did make it to Oregon. I'm right outside of Bend, somewhere out east. Go climb Smith Rock. Hard pass.
I made it to Oregon, too.
Just, dude, yeah, I've spent a lot of time out at Smith Rock. Smith Rock is not in Bend. It's like an hour away. It's an hour north of Bend. It's north of Redmond, which is the next town north. It's actually a little tiny town called Terrebonne, north of Redmond. But Smith Rock actually was filmed in. It was in a few movies. Um, One movie, if you ever watched the movie Swordfish, they land at one point. The senator, I think it's whatever.
John Travolta?
Yeah, John Travolta's in that
I've
movie.
seen that one.
Yeah, a lot of people have seen Swordfish. It's an old '90s, like late '90s movie. Halle Berry's titties were in it. That's how we all remember it. But anyways, the helicopter lands while the senator's fishing, and they have a conversation. And it says on it Bend, Oregon, but it's definitely not in Bend. Smith Rock is way up north, and that's where they were fishing. Also, the movie The Postman with Kevin Costner. You ever see that movie? That was filmed over there at Smith Rock out here when I was a kid. That was a good movie. That was, I don't know, a typical like '90s Kevin Costner, Waterworld equivalent of acting, but it was still a good story.
Waterworld was a good one.
I don't know the acting. Watch it again. The acting is pretty bad in that movie.
So okay, let's talk about acting. Everyone tells me that in Book of Eli, Eli is blind.
Yeah, that was the point of the movie.
Man, he fucking. I don't know, man. He didn't act like a blind guy.
How many times have you watched that movie?
A lot.
You? So, like, some things I noticed that showed he was blind.
Like when he shoots the cat at the very beginning of the movie.
So he shoots the cat, sure, yeah, okay. So
and then
like
when he shoots the bird. And then when he's looking him in the eye when he's talking to him, how did he know where some people were when he was shooting at him? And
because, okay, watch those scenes again. I was about to bring that up. Watch the scenes where he's being shot at. They all miss. One of them like goes through his hoodie right next to his head, and then he turns around and shoots. He's like,
but he looked at him.
It's like Daredevil. He's like listening to where all of them are.
When he comes out of the engineer's store, and you know when he hears the bikers pull up, he looks up and sees the guys on the roofs.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he see them, or did he just?
So as soon as someone told me that Eli was blind,
he even said, "I walk by sight," or "I walk by faith, not by sight." That was one of the things he said in the movie.
But that's in the Bible.
Exactly. I think that's why they picked that line for that movie.
He quotes the Bible a lot in that movie.
Yeah, not a whole bunch, but
I don't know. I don't believe it.
That was the gimmick at the end of it, that he was blind.
I don't believe that he was blind.
You don't think they wrote that to make him blind, or you just like don't think that actor is blind?
No, I know that. I know that fucking Denzel Washington's not blind. He's like one of my favorite actors. But yeah, I don't know.
Denzel is he your favorite actor, Denzel?
I mean, he ranks right up there with the Equalizer series is pretty badass.
What was that one he did with
American Gangster was badass.
What was that one he did with
The Train movie was pretty badass.
Where he was like a drunk bodyguard for this rich family, and the girl gets kidnapped. The girl was Dakota Fanning when she was little.
Are you sure that wasn't Equalizer? He was a retired cop, FBI guy. He's like fucking totally about time and timing and shit like that.
No, it wasn't an Equalizer. This guy was like a drunk who had like
I don't know, man.
a rough time.
There's so many movies out. I don't know them all. I can't say that I know them all, but
River Runs Through It was filmed here. You're absolutely right. Actually, that was filmed in Sisters, outside of Sisters. We could go there. My dad's ashes are spread in that same area, but River Runs Through It was filmed a government camp. I think that's the name of it. Government camp, something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just north of Sisters before you actually hit the pass. It would be a good spot to go check out, actually. But you can't fish there. You can't fish at the spot I'd like to take you to unless you're fly fishing. It's still like that there. That's why they.
Speaking of fishing, some dude died in the John Day yesterday.
People float the John Day all the time.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking. I was talking about going to a spot on the John Day.
Yeah, no. Floating the John Day will be a lot less people than floating the Deschutes. Floating the Deschutes will be like.
If I go float the
fucking
river,
busy.
I'm gonna do it down Bend where there's people and.
Yeah, there's no endless wave in the middle of it, and like some rapids, or there's like there's 2 ways you can go through, and then there's an endless wave that you can surf on.
That's cool.
There's some rapids, and then it's a calm spot. It used to be people died in this spot, and then the city spent millions of dollars creating a safer way for people to float.
That's what downtown Reno did. So when you float through downtown Reno, you can either float the lazy way or go through the river park.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool. They did a hella cool job building that river park.
Yeah, we don't have a whole park. It's just that one spot. And it used to be a spillway. And literally, people did die here because, like, usually foreigners that didn't speak English or read English and all the signs, they couldn't read them. All these warning signs. People would be yelling at them to get out of the water, but they'd go through the spillway, like, with whole families.
Yeah, if you're like a pro floating the river in Reno, you can, like, start way far away, and there's a couple of places where there's fish ladders, and if you don't go down the fish ladder in the right spot, your shit will get all torn up, and then you'll get caught in the.
We have waterfalls is the issue here. You can't go too far up before you hit like serious rapids. Like there's class 5 rapids out here. But there's some floats in Sun River that is just south of town, like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And it's like not as many people. It's calm, windy, it's pretty, you know. But honestly, like the floating the Deschutes is cool and all, but it's just you're seeing a lot of city and chilling in the water.
That's cool.
You could go up into the mountains and float in a lake all day long and see bald eagles
but that's nice too.
You know what I mean? Like go fishing.
That's nice too.
Jeannie says I like that movie. That'd be a cool area to see. I'm gonna look it up on my phone exactly where that area is. But yeah, River Runs Through It was my fucking dad's favorite movie, and he was a fly fisherman, and his ashes are out in this area.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I know that it was filmed out there. It's Camp Sherman. That's it. I was thinking Government Wash, but Camp Sherman, north of Sisters, north of Black Butte Ranch. If you ever drink Deschutes Brewery, we have a Black Butte Porter. There's actually a butte here called Black Butte, and it's right behind that.
Did we pass it?
No, we passed Pilot Butte.
Oh, Pilot Butte.
That's the one in the middle of Bend. There's a fuckload of buttes right up against these mountains.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of buttes like the whole mountain chain.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Buddy's going out for a little sniff.
I'm surprised he hasn't found your grease puddle yet. I'm gonna have to start digging cat holes so he doesn't get into shit. Yeah,
he's interested in garbage.
Right.
Not so much like what I throw out there.
Yeah, well, I threw out some shit. I threw out, when I cleaned my pan out, it had potatoes and onions in it.
I'm about to have to go get them.
He calls my whistle. Buddy!
He's going deaf, so he can't hear me when I call him until I get close. But when he sees me, he's like, oh, hi. He just went out here into the sage. And I don't want him to get lost. Oh, he's right there. What are you doing, good boy? Hi. What are you doing, good boy? You going for an adventure? Hi. Are you happy, dog? He's a happy boy. See, he moves around pretty good a little bit. He'll get into a little trot.
What's the name of that park?
Which one?
State Park.
Tumalo? Tumalo State Park. Hi. Hi, good boy. Hi, good boy. This is where we're camping. There's actually, I don't mean to spin y'all around. Right there is an irrigation canal that runs up this little dirt road, and then there's a decent sized like pond over there. I saw some people fishing in it. I bet you it's mostly bass
Or carp.
Yeah.
Or catfish.
Probably catfish, actually. I'm not a big catfish fan.
No.
I'm not a big fan of white meat.
I'm not a big fan of pond fish because they eat garbage.
Well, you know, so do we.
I'm just saying.
That's why I don't like whitefish, though, like catfish. If it's like a trout or bass, I would eat that. But whitefish, you have to grill it. Like, you have to fry it so it's crispy. Suck all the moisture out of it because it's gross feeling. What's Dave doing, you guys? He wants to make a bet on what he's doing. My vote is he's looking up tranny porn. What's your guys' guess? Another good guess would be concert tickets. Which Collective Soul is playing in Bend tonight. And we're just gonna put the album on and cry about being poor tonight.
Prineville has there's a state park too, just down the road of Prineville.
Yeah, right along the
probably the lake.
Right along the lake. There's no service out there.
Well, I mean, it would.
But it's cool. We can go drive out there and check it out. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I would just be for the day for.
Yeah, we could bring the dogs down there.
Dump and fill and take a shower, man.
Oh, do they have that there? I don't know if that they do. It might just be tents only, but they might. That's be worth a scout. You know, like.
Yep.
Oh, sweet. Because we're closer to that than Tumalo. Does that say $81?
This is Tumalo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tumalo State Park's on the other side of Bend.
Yeah, it's the amenities there. Showers and all that.
I know there's a National Forest or BLM campground down there.
See, it's not going to give me prices until I go through the reserve process.
Yeah, Tumalo, it's around $45 a stay for a night with full hookups. And you got an out-of-state license. It might actually be a little more for you, as a matter of fact. Wonder if I could make the reservation for 2 spots, and you wouldn't have to pay that extra fee.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay $10 extra for extra car.
I don't think so, because it's not an extra car. It's a car, because I'm towing it in.
What the hell's a host site?
Oh, that's a camp host.
No, because there's more than one.
Because there's 3. I was a camp host at Tumalo State Park. There's 3 different rings, like 3 different loops, and each one has a camp host.
It's the same camp host site in the same loop, 2 spaces apart.
So one of the loops has a spot for 2 hosts. I stayed in one of those spots when I was there.
I wonder if I could get a 10 spot and just use the dump spots.
Or we could just go there and find out if we get the expressway is closer. It's just in Bend. It doesn't really matter. Expressway's in the middle of town, but it would be pretty easy to get to. We're just real close to it.
This is adding a shower into it.
Yeah, that's true. We could do we could drive over there tomorrow and with all our shower shit, and because they've got $2 showers in state parks in Oregon. There is a Planet Fitness here. If I want to spend my money on that, then that's a way. But I don't really like Planet Fitness showers. There's no truck stops in Bend. Truck stops are a good spot for showers. There is a
shit. That's cheap, and that's with a power. $26 per night with a power site.
But no dump, no water.
That's with fucking water, dump, everything, power.
Maybe it's because mine's so big, but it's $42 for me.
Hey, let me look at it a bigger site. Standard full 56 back end.
Doesn't have to be 56 feet. I think my RV, I don't know. How many feet do you think this is?
Because it's a big site.
Because, I mean, I'm probably like, I would say 35 feet, between 35 and 38 feet long. Like, there's Zag. I'm probably like 32 and a half zags.
Well, here's a...
Because we measure in anything except
here's a 34
metric.
back end and a 41 back end.
The 34 would be too small, I think.
And 40, so I think 41 is...
41 would be probably.
I'm just picking a day in the middle of the week.
It's almost always full. If you put that you're flexible, you'll be able to like see the calendar. I've gone through that website so many times. Well,
the big sites are reserved.
Yeah, I always struggle with That's why I was like, if they'll just let us do a shower, you know. You just gotta tell them you're fleeing from a wildfire.
41 per night for the 41 if you can find a. Yeah, so one I would need is only.
You just need to find the day that's open.
Yeah, so I only need a 36. Oh, that's a tent site. 34 back in. Full amenities.
We could drive out there and look at the park, and you can see what I'm talking about. There's like a few different host spots because it's a pretty big campground.
Yeah.
But they used to do at state parks $2 showers, but I haven't done it since COVID. I don't know if they turned it back. I know they stopped it during COVID, but
Well, me and AJ got $2 showers at Oregon State Park on the opening.
at worst case, we could drive up to Bachelor and do the coin op shower there, or the token shower, or whatever.
$5 per token. I mean, $10 showers.
$10 shower is cheaper than truck stop.
I mean, realistically, if we're going in town to get water, I could take a shower off my camper.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I just don't. Actually, I'm gonna look at how much water I got left. I should.
I have plenty.
I have to actually look at it because my sensors don't work. Oh, and it's
So I
locked.
took my last shower.
And it's locked. Oh, hi, Happy.
Is he trying to come out?
He's just looking at me like, why?
Buddy, come on.
Why does no one love me and leave me inside? Why does my daddy hate me? That's how he looked at me.
I don't know. Remember how yesterday he was his leg?
Yeah, how's he doing?
Dude, he's like it never happened.
Yeah, he just twisted it. I kind of figured.
I think he fucking
I know it's.
like had a cramp or spasm or something. Happy.
That's your fault.
I didn't know he was looking for a place. I just wanted to clean the boogers out of his eyes.
I didn't get that on film. Don't worry.
I'm sure you did.
No, I really didn't. I was aiming at me. Okay. This is annoying. There's so many keys for the RV. I need to.
Yeah, our heat wave will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably even Monday too.
I do remember this box being kind of a pain in the ass to.
That's a good day to go for a drive during the hot days. Air conditioning in the truck.
I've got like. So once it gets down here.
It's almost to your quarter tank sensor.
Yeah, once it gets down here, it's basically empty. That goes fast, but up here is wider. Isn't that a weird water tank?
It's weird that it's up front.
That's also weird. Yeah, you're right, because it's so heavy. But it doesn't go back very far. It's not very big.
I bet you it absorbs a lot of impact if you were to hit something.
It's true.
It'd be like hitting a water barrier.
Well, and this is the direction that the RV jerks to if I let go of the steering wheel.
Yeah, we need to figure those hydraulics out.
I'd be more. I'd rather fix the alignment than the stabilizers. The stabilizers probably work. I just have them bungeed up because they flop down.
They don't hold up.
They don't stay up. But once they're down, they're fine. They'll lift up the RV. They're just bungeed up.
I'll give it a call to try tomorrow.
The alignment, we have to figure out how to lift it.
Well, if we can get that one jack to lift the front corner up.
I wonder how much this front end weighs.
A lot.
Yeah, I remember how much my last RV weighed, but
I bet you this
is going to be less than that. It might be like.
I bet you this is all of 25,000 pounds.
Probably more. I was thinking higher than that. With the water tank on there.
Where's the catalyst sticker?
I got all the owner's manuals. We can go through them.
Yeah, I bet you.
Oh wait, is this not it? Oh no.
I'm gonna guess somewhere between 25 and 36,000.
Oop, there's a dog there. Hi.
Because I'm 10,000 and you're 3 times me.
My last RV was 9,000 pounds in the front and 18 in the back. It was also a diesel pusher, but this is a lot smaller than my last one.
That's 27,000.
My last one also had chrome and stuff all over it, and like it was older with that real wood. You know, it wasn't styrofoam walls like these 90s ones are. By the way, you know this is in the 90s because of this swoosh, right? The 90s, in the 80s, this pinstripe was here and it went straight all the way across your RV. And then in the 90s, they added these little swooshes in. They got little squiggly lines in the center, and then they went back to straight.
It used to be the same, probably the same color as like paper plates and shit.
Now, the whole RV just has swooshes. This is the RV paint job right here. This is the 80s. This is the 90s. This is now. It's just swooshes around the whole RV, all the way to the top and the bottom. They didn't really change anything. They just zoomed in. That's how you know a dude. Oh, I can show you guys my propane. So, this hose right here. So this hose right here is to hook up my external propane tanks, which are right here. And this piece, right in the center of the salt. So I think the vibrations and shit like cracked that brass. Because it has been in for a while, but
don't throw it away. Save all your junk brass. It's worth money.
We're gonna hopefully I can replace that piece pretty soon, because I'm like really like using my propane fridge and freezer. And
yeah, that's the biggest thing, is not having the freezer.
Yeah, the freezer. I had a freezer for a minute. I was eating ice cream. That was cool.
Had to cook all the proteins.
Yeah, I had to cook all my proteins yesterday because I couldn't. I had to defrost all the meat. And my inverter somehow fucking fucked up. So I can't use the deep freezer right now either. So I need. I don't know. The RV is just running me through my paces, if that makes sense. But it is nice. I'm not gonna bitch. It is nice to have. I was just telling Dave this. Like, I like having. Like, I'm not complaining about having a pot to piss in. Literally have a pot to piss in, and I can stand up when I change my underwear. That's cool shit. I can have a queen size bed instead of squeezing into the minivan. All about that. I have a sink, right? Like, I just got done doing dishes. We're gonna pretend like that's cool, but I fucking hate dishes. I wish that's the only thing this thing is missing, is a dishwasher. Did you know?
What's her name?
Did you know that they have countertop dishwashers?
Yeah, they're not very efficient though.
Yeah, but neither am I. I'll run it through 4 times if I'm plugged in. That's really what they're for, to like, when you're plugged in, you got unlimited power. And
my mom has a washer and dry iron in her trailer, so.
We're talking about dishes.
My mom is the dishwasher.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. I'd rather wash my own dishes at this point.
I'd let my mom wash my dishes.
I would let my mother wash my dishes, but she never, in my entire life, has ever washed my dishes.
That sucks.
Yeah, or done my laundry.
That's because you're adopted.
No, I knew my parents. They were just not very good parents.
Zach will do the dishes.
I've been trying to train her on how to do the dishes, but
she'll lick the plate clean.
Yeah, but she won't use the dish soap.
You don't know that.
I've tried.
You need to get the right flavor dish soap.
Dude, no one said anything for like an hour. Everyone's watching. Bunch of voyeurs. Bunch of voyeurs creeping on us, Dave. Especially you.
Why me?
Hey, Sharon's here. What's up, Sharon? We just came back inside. I was showing everyone where my propane is leaking. So I lost the use of my fridge and freezer. Thankfully, I have a backup fridge. I'm actually really grateful I have the van still on the solar because I have a backup fridge. I was able to move all of my stuff in here into the cooler, but all my like frozen meats and stuff, I'm cooking them as fast as I can before they go bad. So that's kind of a bummer.
Kenneth just bought your LP part.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah. See, Amazon doesn't notify me when.
No, he said it in chat.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Amazon doesn't notify me when something gets bought off my wish list. I have to go physically look, and then like it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Usually it just surprises
you get
me.
Notified when you get.
I've never figured out where the notifications are for the wish list. So usually I'm surprised whenever something shows up. Shit, yeah, Kenneth. Let me go. I actually don't even see that part on here anymore. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong spot. See, I suck at adulting. Yeah, I don't see it there no more.
I used to ride bikes, but I can't now because of my back.
Is it?
I don't know if you could hear that.
Does it hurt you to ride like a cruiser, or is it the vibrating?
Yeah, it's just the sitting for even after like 10 or 15 miles on my e-bike.
Well, yeah, that thing has no suspension.
Yeah, it is a rigid. You are right. I should have not bought a rigid.
Oh yeah, it does say it was purchased, dude. Thank you so much. That's gonna get my fridge back in order.
Yeah, dude.
Then I just need to go fill my propane tanks because I was running low.
An adapter for.
No. I've got my external ones, and
but we can't check. We can't test the generator until the onboard tank is full.
Right. No. Yeah, but we can't test the generator yet. But I can get my fridge going again. Like, those external tanks that I've got out there, that 5 gallon lasts for a hot minute, like a couple of weeks. I can go off that 5 gallons for just my fridge and making coffee and cooking.
Yeah, that's all I had to do. Remember, that's why I said I could go.
You have a small ass. That's right. I've seen you pull your propane tank out and drive into town. So that's what I'm gonna have to start doing. You basically have the same system, but without the external tank.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't, without the onboard tank.
Right.
Yours is like mine, except made for yours. It's like he's got a cool ass propane tank.
It's a horizontal tank versus a vertical tank.
Hey, yeah, thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate that. Sharon just hooked me up with Cashapp donation.
Hello.
That's dope. I appreciate you. Did I lose my chat? I don't know.
No, they're still going.
Oh, they are? So I lost it on here. It's not on the recording one anymore. Oh, and it is on my... What's up, Heath and Bobby? So, dude, that's weird. That chat is not updating here anymore. The last message I got was from Jeannie. I like that movie. It'd be a cool area to see. But when I go to my other phone, sure as shit, there's my chat. Hell's Gate's been talking. What's up, Hell's Gate? Yeah. I would have been saying hi to you guys. I didn't know you were here.
That's all I've got is a 20-pounder. 5 gallon.
There's so much chat I missed. Sorry, guys. I didn't know the party was going down. It wasn't on my screen. This happened to me like so many times over the last year, and I don't understand why. I'd only run a 20-pound tank, old system, explode.
That's what we have.
That's what I got. The 20-pound is a 5 gallon, and then I've got a 2.5 gallon. I think
some places.
I think it's a 10-pound tank.
So anytime you can refill your tanks, you should get them refilled, because when you get them out of the exchange, they do it by volume and not by
not by gallons.
They fill by volume and not by just until it's full.
Yeah.
So if the tank tare weights at 21 pounds, they only put 19 pounds.
I don't ever do the exchanges.
Right, and then you're only.
That's so expensive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's cheaper to have them hook up to the machine by a lot.
Especially here in Oregon, where it's only like $2.75 a gallon, and now in California, where propane's $5 a gallon. So it's still cheaper. You get more bang for your buck.
Yeah, I don't ever do the exchanges.
Yeah, my propane is gonna last me forever now because I don't have a refrigerator to run.
Yeah, your fridge runs off solar, which is fucking cool. I want to do that.
That was my big summer upgrade this year.
It's going to cost some money now, folks. It doesn't come cheap. But I want my fridge to run off of solar. Solar energy and battery technology and inverters have gotten so good that it doesn't actually.
Got that whole thing right
That's
there.
what I. There's 2 hot wires, but there's a converter under there that I need to. Dude, there's a lot going on under there that I would have to chase a lot of wires before I got it. I like how the system works, but I don't know why my inverter toasted out on me. I don't know if there's something in the system. It's not overloading it over, at least not with voltage, but my voltmeter is all it shows me. It doesn't show me amps. It doesn't show me any of that shit. So
yeah, Mitch just says he exchanges his outdated tanks. That's the way to go.
yeah, if it's outdated, yeah. I'll exchange that. That's the only time I do. But a lot of times they'll replace. All it is that replacing that valve that
it needs
goes
to be
on.
done by a certification.
Right, somebody who can
test it.
Somebody who can stamp it or whatever. Like
right.
That's where you go, and they'll do that, and it's not even that expensive.
That's why I suggest getting the adapter over new valves.
Oh yeah, on that thing. Yeah, because I can't fill the onboard tanks. It's old. The valve that goes into the tank is older.
It's called an Acme valve.
It's an Acme valve, and I need the
OPD valve.
OPD valve. And I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. No one's helping me with this. I learned this all on my own. But I can't fill the onboard tanks. I did cover that in my last video.
I showed up to Zig, and it cost him a bunch of money.
Well, I knew it was going to cost me money. I just didn't know what it was. But the propane, I started smelling propane out there, but it was real subtle because it's not a very big leak.
It was enough to set my alarm off.
It was enough for me to turn off the propane system.
I'm surprised your CO detector didn't go off.
It's outside.
It doesn't matter.
I don't even know if that thing works. You want to see it?
I know mine works.
You want to see my CO2 detector? What do you think? Works. Do you think it works? It might.
When my
I've never seen it light up.
When my hose was leaking.
And then this is my. That's also.
It might work. Battery powered. That's not on a wire.
Yeah, but it might work. I don't know.
I have one of those twist goddammits on my ceiling, but I don't have the detector.
So if anyone has like maybe a battery operated CO2 and smoke detector, they want to. I should throw that on. I'll throw that on my wish list also. I need to write these down. Fire extinguisher. I think I have one fire extinguisher, which should be easier to get to.
You need at least a 10-pound ABC for in here.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, not one of those shotgun ones, but
no,
like,
yeah, you need a.
What I bought for the Ponderosa years ago.
You need like what I have inside my truck.
I bought like 3 of them at the Ponderosa when we had a fire, and they're still there. I'm pretty sure the fire extinguishers they have in that place have been expired for years.
Flat.
I think they've been expired for years. One time I did grab it and run across the street because I thought there was a fire at pirate camp, and it was just a bonfire. But I showed up with a fire extinguisher in my hand. Everyone looked at me like I was a fucking goof.
What's for dinner tonight for us too? Got some steak. I got some steaks from the giving plate today. I got enough stuff from them to make a nice meal.
They've got steaks.
I don't know what I'm gonna make yet tonight.
I have some fish I gotta cook.
But yeah, no baconators for me. I rarely eat out. It costs too much.
Yeah, we're too poor to eat out like that.
For what it costs to eat out, I could feed both of us for 3 days.
Yeah, $20 for me to eat out, even at fast food. I could make it off 15, but for $15 at a grocery store, I can get
2 or 3 days.
A few days worth of food for sure, and some snacks.
Or a good lunch or 2 lunches, you know.
Yeah, was a Baconator cost $15? Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm just catching up on the chat.
Hey, you could DoorDash us some food.
I don't think DoorDash would come out here.
I'll go stand by the pond and wait for it.
I wonder if they'd come out here.
Just to Reynolds Pond?
It'd be so expensive. I think DoorDash, like, every time I order DoorDash, it's like $60 fucking.
I thought there was one of those DoorDashes that you can just put your GPS coordinates. It's like they'll meet in a parking lot or some shit.
Uber's done that. The GPS, like, where you're standing. I've done that in Vegas.
That Uber Eats.
Yeah. I've done that in Vegas.
I'm not paying for Uber Eats to come out here. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty expensive.
You have to shop off of a different menu and it's inflated prices.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expensive.
Me and my kid got a Mr. Beast burger one time. You can only get it on Uber Eats.
You can only get it on
Yeah,
Uber
so
Eats?
Mr. Beast did that on purpose to enhance the business. It was his.
I mean, the people doing the business, like the Uber drivers, aren't making.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Beast.
No one's getting rich driving Uber.
I know somebody that does it, and the Prop 22 kicks in, and they still get minimum wage. So, and they work their asses off, commute hella far,
beat up their vehicles.
Yeah.
They usually offer like gum and water too if they're good at it.
No, this is just food delivery.
Oh, food delivery, yeah.
And all that, and they still, the Prop 22 kicks in, and they still get their so in California, if you work a gig job and minimum wage is $600 a week, but your gig job only paid $400 and you still worked 40 hours that week, then they have to cut you a check for the balance of minimum wage. So you cannot not make minimum wage in California in certain jobs.
Right. Yeah, they didn't consider them to be
gig workers,
subcontractors. They're employees.
Yeah. I don't know about subcontractors, which that's kind of
what a gig worker is. Subcontractor, like strippers are subcontractors. They're not employees, so you can pay them nothing, and make them work off tips and shit. You can make them pay to show up to work.
But then they
like a barber.
But if they declare that they don't make minimum wage, then they got to cut them the check for the rest.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
That's not Prop 22 in California.
In California, but I don't know how it works here.
And then some certain fast food restaurants have to offer $25 an hour minimum wage. If not, California's minimum wage, I think, is $18.50 an hour.
Yeah, and Oregon's got a pretty high minimum wage too, but it's expensive.
You know what the minimum wage in Nevada is?
What?
$7.85.
Yeah, that if it was that cheap to live there, it's expensive to live there too.
It's not.
Reno's expensive. The minimum wage.
Vegas it's cheaper to live in Vegas than it is to live in Reno.
Yeah, it is. Vegas is one of the cheapest metropolitan areas in America.
I know. I live there.
In North Carolina, it's still $2.13 if you make tips, if you're a waitress.
Yeah, same thing in Nevada.
Yeah. I think Happy's learned his boundaries. He's coming back.
He's staying out of the water.
He's going over there where Buddy goes, behind that tree.
Where's Buddy? Is he with Buddy?
No.
Buddy's probably in the camp.
I mean, oh no, yeah, Buddy's right here.
Zach, wake up.
Grab a brush, put a little makeup.
Get up, get up. Who that? Who that? Who that? Where'd he go?
Johnny Mojave says, I just got a summer job here in SoCal scrubbing dishes like an Egyptian slave all night long. $18 an hour for 3 months. But these guys got me working 6 days a week for like 36 hours a week. It's a pretty weak scene. Yeah, that sounds like that sucks. I mean, I know that a lot of people that aren't in tune with how much $18 an hour is, and they're like, why should these people be making so damn much money? And I feel like a lot of those people are out of touch with how much things cost these days. Because $18 an hour in California, especially, you're not even going to be able to afford the down payment to get into an apartment, like the deposit or whatever to get into an apartment.
They just changed some rules about
that.
It
takes thousands of dollars to get.
So they just changed some rules about that in Nevada about the price gouging for new applicants.
Yeah.
Like, so the big racket was application fees.
Yeah, that's a problem here too. They'll just collect application fees all year long, even if they don't have any openings.
Right. At almost enough to pay for an empty apartment.
And it's like $45 per person who applies.
So they just fixed that in Nevada so that they can't charge those application fees.
Yeah, the way they get away with it here is the law says that they can't charge more than what it costs them. So they will pay like $45 a year to do background checks. And they say that it costs them $45.
Right.
To do the background check. So they charge everybody $45.
Mr. Maker says you're breaking up, but I still got signal, but I'm in the same.
We're in the same spot. Mine says it's breaking up too, but I don't know. It can get tough through here. Fuck yeah. I'm seeing that notification again for Sharon's. Sharon's kicked down. I appreciate you, Sharon. If anyone else wants to kick down, it'll go straight into getting propane into the RV. It'll be like $20 to fill that thing up. I've got 2 tanks, so $40.
Nah, it'll be less than that. 3 times 5 is only 15.
Is it $3?
Yeah,
Well, like 350.
It was like 275 with that one.
I usually gauge it to be about like in my head. I always think filling that tank up would be about $20. That's what I go to.
Yeah, if it was $4 a gallon.
It depends on where I'm at, and I mean, I think probably I paid about maybe shy of $20 somewhere, and I've just kept that number.
Yeah, I'm seeing
$20 to fill up my propane my 5-gallon.
I'm seeing propane around here for under 3.
What up, Sam? Sam Platypus just showed up
from Australia.
He's our friend from down under. They're all weird because all the blood's rushing to their head for being upside down all the time.
Now their toilets go backwards. That's weird.
What'd you say?
Their toilets go backwards.
Their toilets go backwards. That's what I thought you said. Yeah, that might make me dizzy if I was to flush in Australia.
That would mess up my Fibonacci sequence.
I don't know how true that is.
It is true.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Why are your toilets backwards?
There's somewhere where the 2 hemispheres come together. There's like a water dish that you can pour water into on one side and a water dish on the other side. One bowl goes one way, the other bowl goes the other way because they're on different hemispheres, but they're only like 8 feet apart.
That seems like a gimmick.
I don't know, man. I'm just telling you what I saw.
That seems like a gimmick, though.
I never saw it in person. I just saw it in video.
Pay yearly subscription is unlimited to run backgrounds. It's a scam. Yeah, exactly. They pay $45 a year to do background checks, and it lets them do all the background checks on everyone.
Yeah.
So, but they still charge everybody what it costs them to do the background check.
Right.
So,
it's too hot to cook right now, dude. Hell's Gate. It's too hot to bust out a barbecue and cook.
It was hotter yesterday. We don't have the AC going and all that, but it is too hot to cook right now. I wouldn't want to stand over like hot dishes at the moment. Wait until the sun goes down a little bit.
Yeah, about 7:30, 8 o'clock is like the best time.
Y'all are making me hungry though.
Because we got light here till like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it is. The sun. It's like 9:30 is dusk, and you can still see pretty good at 10.
And tonight, well, tomorrow's full moon, but the last few nights it's been fucking daylight out here in the desert. When I took Happy out to go potty last night, I didn't even have to grab a flashlight.
Yeah, there's not a lot of light pollution.
There's a little bit from Ben, but it's not that bad. It's enough to wash out the Milky Way, but the constellation is pretty good.
Yeah, if you east, there's like no light pollution out that way. That's the way I came in on.
Yeah, we came in opposite directions.
Yeah, you came from the south. I came from the east.
I came from Cave Junction.
Yeah.
I stayed at the night that, well, the morning I left from $8 Mountain. I spent the night on $8 Mountain.
If I had propane, would my fridge work right now? No, because my propane system has a leak.
Yes, it would work, but the system leaks.
Yeah, the system leaks, so there'd be propane leaking out there. You'd be able to smell it. The fridge is right above the propane system,
which has a live flame.
Yeah, and it's an open flame. So I don't know. It ain't like a good idea to run the propane right now. But all my groceries that were in there, except the things that were in the freezer, are now in my cooler in my van. So yeah, it'll be fine for now. Once that part shows up, I'll be able to slap that on. That could be a how-to video that I do, is me taking the old piece off that's leaking. And where it's leaking is blowing my mind. It's a solid brass piece that's leaking at one of the welds, basically, at the T. And it's leaking right at like a solid fucking piece. It's not at threads or anything like that. So it had to have been from the vibrations. Because I started smelling it at the truck stop on the way down here. I was like, it was like a real subtle smell, but by the time Dave got here, it was a little stronger.
The only thing bad about a solar oven is it takes like 12 hours to cook something.
Yeah, solar ovens are slow and they dry out the food really, like really, really bad. You know, they're cool in a pinch, and it would work out here just fine. A solar oven, there's enough sun here, you'd be able to cook.
Yeah, I made sun tea on a cloudy day.
Yeah, Dave made sun tea yesterday, and he put it out, and like 20 minutes later, a big storm rolled through and blocked the sun. He's like, damn it, but there's still enough UVs coming through and heat coming through the...
It's alright, it's a little weak, but it's not bad.
Clouds that he still made tea. I told him to leave it out there for 4 days.
Then it gets all yucky from the sediment of the tea bags.
Yeah, he gave me all these good reasons why he wasn't going to do that, and I still told him to.
You just want to watch me die.
Just a little, just dying a little bit. Doing dishes earlier fucked my back up.
I took some pain meds when I went over the camper, so I'm feeling alright right now. I kept having spasms in my foot and it was hurting.
Yeah, Dave did a lot of standing today. He's got neuropathy. He's got old guy syndrome. Are you a grandpa yet? Bro.
No. Negative Ghost Rider.
What are they waiting for?
Hopefully a little bit longer. Derek would be dumb to fucking have a kid right now, in my opinion.
I don't know, he'd get paid more.
I don't think that's worth it.
No, it's definitely not.
His wife needs to mature a little bit more, in my opinion.
Oh my god, we're live.
I don't give a fuck.
Text him and tell him this on live.
He already knows.
Oh, okay. Never met him before.
I'm pretty straightforward with my kid. There's no sense of fucking beating around the bush.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna roll a joint. Doing dishes sucks ass, especially when the kitchen won't stop bringing them damn things. I don't think I could do it for a living. My back's not strong enough. Hanging over a sink like that, even for a little bit of time, is like enough to hurt me.
True story. The worst I've ever thrown my back out was doing dishes.
For me,
that was an ambulance ride, dude.
What was the worst way I threw my back out? Dishes does suck, but for me, I think it was sitting in an office chair that was too low to the ground, lower than my body expected it to be. And I kept going down, and when I hit it, it was like, ugh! And that was a hospital trip.
Yep, that was a lot of pain. I think that hurt more than when I broke my back.
Yeah, throwing my back out was the worst pain. Maybe the only thing that comes close to that was tooth pain, except this was over my whole body. Like, I was scared to relax anything, too, because it was...
Tooth pain, kidney stone, and a thrown out back are like the three worst things I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, I've never had a kidney stone, knock on wood. It's a pretty weak job, but it's paycheck. Hey, man, I'm not dogging it. I just don't physically think I can do it. I'm complimenting you. I'm calling you tougher than me. Like, my back just couldn't handle it anymore. I used to wash dishes. There's no shame in service work whatsoever.
I used to fucking be bent over car hoods renting all day long.
Dude, you're out there scrubbing other people's plates and food, and the wait staff and everyone treats you like you're their servant. It does suck. I've been there before. That is a thankless fucking job. But the whole kitchen would break down without the dishwasher.
You know who else would make me?
Your mom. Ben's mom. You have to meet my friend Ben, because all we do is roast his mom.
That's funny.
And like, even his girlfriend does it too. Like, we all just Ben, and he's so good spirited about it because we all split roast his mom all day long.
You see Happy anywhere?
Happy who?
Happy go lucky. Happy camper.
I don't see him.
Let me go find my butt.
You have your phone with you?
I do.
Dave's got a GPS tracker built into his dog. Genetically modified it. What's up, Jeffro? We're just out here packing a cone. One of the 1,400 cones that I have. Still burning through them. I have to transfer them to this jar, and then I pull the cones one at a time of here, and then I pack them. They have cone packing machines that you can like put a whole bunch of these together and pack them like real quick and easy. But I don't have that kind of weed, man. I'm not a farm. Yeah, they're being treated like shit by the whole staff is an added bonus. Dude, let's be honest, like, it blows me away for kitchen staff to treat a dishwasher like shit because they're kitchen staff. Like, they're not any better than the guy washing the dishes. They're just, that's how far they made it. Fuck those people. They don't get to talk shit. 15 years ago, I had a job as a doggy daycare attendant. That could be fun. I thought it'd be cool hanging out with dogs all day. Hell yeah, it was actually just dog shit, pick her up, or threw my back out in 3 weeks in. Yeah, I guess that would be a lot of dog shit you'd have to pick up. Like, oh yeah, you get to work here. Also, dogs... I would pay someone. If I owned that place, I would pay someone else to pick up the dog shit. I wonder if Dave is found happy. I can still hear him whistling. Yeah, dude. Start sabotaging the kitchen with your dishes. Bad enough for them to fire you. So then they have to pay you sooner. You find him? Alright. GPS says he's around here somewhere. Dave can't find him. And we got 2 blind deaf dogs who hang out with each other. Let's give you a more.
Oh shit, he's down the road.
Oh, is he?
He's down the road at the next camp. I was zoomed in too far. I thought I was a lot closer.
He took a walk. Well, at least he's that way, not the other way.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Because the water flows the other way.
Wait a minute.
Is Buddy with him? Because
No, he's this way. He's away from the pond. See? He's away from the pond.
I don't see Buddy either.
Hopefully Buddy's with
Right, we're dog hunting now. Buddy hasn't walked away yet, but the 2 dogs could have encouraged each other too.
I think that's how Happy got out of camp that night he went.
You want to check your phone? This is where we are.
Happy should just be right up here around the corner.
Buddy, Happy.
Actually, he's going further.
No, do we want to get in the van?
Nah, we'll catch him. He's around this bend.
Dude, he went far. There he is. Is he happy? But he's not with him. Alright, I'm gonna cut this and we're gonna look for the dogs.
Sound happy.
Sound happy, gotta find Buddy.
Happy, I didn't have